everybody, to another episode of Home Solutions, brought to you by Pro 93 Home Solution, Cleveland's locally owned and veteran-owned company that does everything from handyman to remodeling, cleaning, residential, commercial, and we also offer smart home security systems. Dennis Pervis here in studio with you. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well out there. It looks like it's going to be a hot one. Today, we've got special guest. You may have heard him on here a few months ago. We've got Josh from Wholesale Supply Group here. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man.
Open
Excited to be here.
To the public.
Open to the public.
And my best Steve Heartline impersonation. So, Josh Rogers, we've talked a little bit right beforehand. We've talked last time you guys were here. We'll just jump right in. Wholesale Supply, you guys are a kind of a Cleveland success story.
Yeah, definitely. 75 plus years in business, getting close to almost 80 years here in Cleveland, and 33 stores in 6 different states. And but we started out here as D&H Builder Supply back in the 1940s, and came about becoming Wholesale Supply Group in the 70s as we incorporated about 6 of our stores at that time. We've had upwards to almost 40 stores, and kind of back down to 33 now. You know, business happens and things happened, and kind of the economy back in the day. But business is going great right now.
Yes.
Going through all the coronavirus stuff and getting past it, and still washing our hands and social distancing and everything like that. But business has been great. We've really been excited to see what's been in store for this year. We were all kind of a little bit nervous, I think, with any small business or business owner, with what's been going on the past couple months. But it seems to be that the economy is getting back up there. The building is still strong in the South, and we're very excited to see what goes on. We've got stores in Tennessee and Kentucky and Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia, and so we kind of, we're your southeastern, hometown plumbing, electrical, and HVAC supplier, and we really take that to heart, being that hometown supplier for each of our locations.
And I know you're being humble when you start talking about being a small business, and I know the hometown touch is part of the allure of Wholesale Supply. We talked coming in. I had said something, and you said, that's why I don't shop at the big box stores.
Exactly, yeah.
But really, if you guys, I can tell everybody that's out there, maybe you're out there today, no matter how you're listening here on Mix 104.1, maybe you're on 101.3 The Buzz, you're listening on the car, you're out there trying to finish your honeydew list for this weekend. Guys, I can tell you, if it can wait till Monday, get to Wholesale Supply. Their counter staff there is as knowledgeable of a staff that I've been around, to the point where they can, they'll walk you through the process of what you may need. And chances are they've got everything. People don't realize not only do you guys have that huge showroom and warehouse that used to be a car dealership,
yeah,
but you've got a huge warehouse on the other side of town.
We do, yeah. So that's where our distribution center is for all of our 33 stores, and we ship a truck each week to every single store. So all stores are completely stocked each week. We always say shop local and shop small. And while we do have 250 plus team members, and we've got 33 stores, and we have a big corporate office here in town with about 30 team members there, we still are a small business. We're still a small. We still view ourselves that way. We don't view ourselves as corporate. We don't view ourselves as a big business, and we have that big business and big goal mindset. But we also have the mindset of a small business and how small business operates. And I think the great thing about what small business truly means, and not to say anything about bigger businesses or bigger companies, but when you think of a small business, or a hometown business is what we like to say, you think of people first. You think of the people who work or who are working there. They're the people that you go to church with, that you go to school plays with, or school musicals, or your kids play baseball or football.
You're gonna see them at the Walmart.
Yeah, you see them at Walmart or Publix or Cooks, and or the gas station or whatever. And we're a small Wholesale Supply, and my job at Wholesale is to promote Wholesale and push Wholesale. But I think
VP of marketing, correct?
Yeah, and big thing for me is that while it's great to push our company, I feel like it's my duty also to push other local small businesses and promote other businesses. And so, whether you're building or remodeling and you need plumbing or electrical, or lighting, yeah, we've got that here at Wholesale, but there's other local small businesses too, whether you need lumber or siding or windows or roofing. And I always encourage people to shop local and to shop with people around, and there's a lot of great companies that do that here, just like Mermaid Mattress, Mermaid Roger and those guys over there, they really push that local, the local people, and we have a lot of other people, Best Buy Metals and Cleveland Plywood and Tyndall's, and a lot of people who are here locally that really push being local, and that's great because what we want is to keep business here in town, keep it in town. We want to keep tax dollars locals. When you spend money with us, we pay taxes in Cleveland and in Bradley County and in the state of Tennessee. But we do that also in Athens and in Dalton and Chattanooga and Dayton and Chatsworth and all these other places too. And so, when you buy it from us, you're also paying for salaries and things of that nature for people who live next door to you, so you're helping out local families and you're helping out local communities, and that's what I love about working for a local company.
And I can tell you, that touch isn't lost even when you're a contractor, because I've kind of gotten spoiled by Taylor and Ruth there in your showroom.
They're amazing, yeah.
Because twice last week, I have customers, we're doing some kitchen and bath remodels, and I'll just tell them and say, look, and this is no slight to the box stores. We have to use them for a lot of things. But the difference in the Delta faucet that you're going to get or Kohler faucet that you're going to get at a box store versus what you guys are going to get at Wholesale Supply, number one, people don't realize those aren't even made at the same factories. There is a kind of sort of like that retail line, and then there's more of the at your location. What I love is there really is something for every budget when you're doing a remodel.
Yeah.
And when I have brought customers, and I've come in with my clipboard, I talk to Miss Ruth or Taylor and say, hey, here's what they're looking for. Can you show them this and let them make a decision on what price point they want to get to? Because you guys got some water features in there and fixtures that, from everything from just somebody who just doesn't care, hey, I want a shower head that makes water.
I want something cheap.
Yes, but then the other side of it is, this is my dream bath. I want to put in this ridiculous
thing in the world.
Yeah, and to be able to have that and everything in between, and to know they're getting quality, to know that everything they're going to need to put that in there, it's peace of mind for me as a contractor, because when I'm buying a tub or a shower or a light fixture or the faucet, I know I've got the valve that's going to have to come with it. I know I've got all the excussions and everything, all the covers that you're going to, matching grab bars for folks that are older that are wanting to do like low profile tubs. Folks, you just can't find this stuff, and not only find it, but have it be on display where you can see it.
Yeah.
You can find this stuff online anywhere at the box stores, but to be able to go see it, get in it,
yeah.
right?
Most definitely. We have people come in every single day and want to sit in a tub or stand in a tub or sit down on a toilet,
Hey, you got to try those things out,
and
man.
look at faucets, and you're correct. Yeah, Miss Ruth, she's been with us for so many years, and the knowledge that she has, it's unbelievable. And Taylor's been with us for a couple years now, and she's Taylor, TT is what we call her.
Yep.
And so TT's been with us for a couple years now, and she's just kind of taken this whole plumbing, electrical business and showroom business kind of out of control, and it's amazing to watch her work. Somebody that came in off the street, very green. Actually, how we hired Taylor was that she's building a house, and she came in and she was looking for stuff, and she said, I'd love to work here one day. And we told her to fill out an application. We hired her a couple weeks later, and she's been here ever since. And you've got John, and we call him Breeze, that's in the showroom. He's our showroom manager.
Yeah.
And you also have June, who she's kind of our showroom coordinator. She kind of decorates everything, greets people, works with people, and kind of does some interior design stuff for us around Wholesale. And then Shauna, who's our outside sales rep. And I would put any one up any other outside sales rep in the world against Shauna, and I'd say Shauna knows more, does more, and works harder for her customers every single day. And ask any of the builders around here, or any of the plumbers or electricians, what they think of Shauna, and they'll tell you that she works her tail off and that she does great. And then you go down to the counter, you know, and you've got all those guys down there, and Spoolie and Tim and Hunter and Mike and all the guys in the back as well, Shane and Mark. And
they will very literally push the buggy for you.
They will, man, and they will take stuff out to your car. We have free delivery, free local delivery up to 30 miles. And the great thing about having so many stores around is that there's really not a place that's not within 30 miles of our store, you know, when it comes to Southeast Tennessee. And so really it's free delivery, you know, and so and you don't get that at a lot of places. And like you were saying about the faucets, you know, I always tell people, I said, just pick it up. Pick up a faucet. Go to somewhere else that's not Wholesale. Pick up their faucet, and then come down to Wholesale and pick up ours, and your arm will drop to the ground. Yeah. And that's quality. That's quality faucets.
That's the difference, and I can tell you this, folks, we do this every day. It is the difference from calling me today to come fix your faucet with what you picked up at the box store, to calling me in 2 years to come do the same thing.
Exactly.
To calling me 2 years after that to do the same thing. Listen, it just really is. There is, when it comes to those kind of things, you brought up Mermaid. When you talk about mattresses, furniture, folks, if it seems too good to be true, it is when it comes to that stuff, because you don't need that stuff every day. Okay, you don't need it every day. So if you're going to buy it, just trust me on this. And spend a little more money to get the quality part, the quality craftsmanship, the quality assembly. It's night and day, and because the warranties are better as well. Yeah. And having that peace of mind. That the other part of it is this: when you buy stuff at box stores, they give you a faucet, maybe a valve, maybe a diverter, but then you've got a special order if you need the parts to kind of go with it. At Wholesale, they've got everything for that. Delta, Kohler, whatever the faucet is, they've got everything that goes with it. They've got the set screws. They've got, when the little things that you would have to wait a week on or 2 weeks on for somebody to get and then get out to your house, you can go pick up today. And there's been plenty of times they haven't had it, but they could get it here the next day because your store in Crossville had it, or your store in Chattanooga had it. They go, I'll have it here tomorrow. It's just, folks, they do that not just for they do that for everybody. We joke around about Steve Hartline and open to the public. Yeah. But guys, you are missing out on an opportunity to save yourself hundreds of dollars on whether it's your DIY project. There's times I get an email every day for everything we spent the previous day. And my electrician will be like, hey, I went over here and did this, and I was like, oh Lord, I wonder what that's gonna be. And I get it's $12.63. Yeah. And I'm like, I thought you said, and I look, and he got like 4 things. And I was like, this is the difference. There's somebody going back in a warehouse where you guys had this bought in a box and can pick one out of it, as opposed to going and buying a prepackaged, all that stuff costs money. Yeah. And paying 2 or 3 times that has been one of the best cost-saving measures we've had as a company, is really all of our electrical and plumbing switching over to Wholesale. It has saved our company thousands of dollars just in this calendar year.
Yeah, it has, and the big thing is we kind of talked about warranty there for a little bit, and we have reps. We have a Delta rep and a Kohler rep and a Rinnai tankless water heater rep, an American water heater rep, and a Praxis rep, and these guys rep product lines. Like our Mansfield rep, who is our toilet rep. One of our toilet lines that we carry. He also reps Liberty pumps, and we call him a master rep because he's got 75 different lines. He's the head dog,
and he can tell you everything about every one of them.
Drew Dawson's his name. He's a great guy, and but we talk about warranty. Do you have your receipt with you? I love that. Do you have your receipt with you? No, but I bought it from you. It should be in your system. Yeah. Okay, come to Wholesale. Do you have a receipt? No. All right, well, we'll find it for you. What's wrong with it? Well, it did this, it messed this up, and we don't know what it is. Hey, give me 1 second. Let me pull my phone out and call my rep and ask him and say, hey, I've got this issue. What can I do? And he or she gives you the correct answer to what it does. We get it for you. You fix it. Hey man, that worked perfectly. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Hey, I need. It's like today. We're doing a build. They're starting a build here in town for a gentleman who lost his tornado.
Yeah.
Or who lost his house to a tornado, and we're helping out on it, donating some material, and called a couple.
Is that with Operation Compassion? And those guys? Yes. I've just heard about that.
And called a couple reps and said, hey, I need a water heater and a bathtub and some plumbing fixtures and stuff. And they said, all right, what do you need? I said, I don't know yet. And they said, all right, just send it to me. We'll pay for it. We'll cover it. And that's the thing about being local, is that we want to help out. We want to donate stuff, and we want to donate things to, whether it's school signs, right, for football or baseball, or whether it's a gentleman who lost his house, a war veteran who lost his house to a tornado, or whether it's one of our own people who lost their house in a tornado. We want to help. We want to do things in the community that make our community stronger, make our community better, and that's what we feel like we've been tasked to do in this life and in this world. Is our Jeff Rogers, who's the president of our company, and Lloyd Rogers, who was the previous president. That was the one thing that both of them have always said, is make a difference in the communities that we serve. Even if it's just one difference each day, just make one difference in one person's life each day, and you've done your job at Wholesale Supply Group.
And let's be honest, and with what's going on in our world today, with what's going on in our cities, what's going on even here in Cleveland, Chattanooga, local areas, boy, that's something we could all do a little better at. If we could just take that to heart. Yeah, dude. Listen. All right, we have ran way over. We're going to take a quick commercial break, or Steve's going to get mad that we're not paying the bills. You're listening to Home Solutions. Dennis and Josh will be back. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a unique. So Pro 93 got the chance to go to the Rogers home and do some remodeling over there. So we come back, we're going to talk about Josh's experience. This is live, so I hope it was a good one, or this is going to be a very embarrassing rest of the hour.
We'll see what happens coming up.
We'll see, yeah. Stay there with us, whether you're listening to Mix 104.1, 101.3 The Buzz, or online, or maybe you're on Facebook. Hey, Facebook world. We'll be back here in just a minute. You're listening to Home Solutions here on Mix 104.1 and 101.3 The Buzz. Welcome back, everybody, to Home Solutions. Dennis Pervis here with you from Pro 93 Home Solutions. So I got Josh Rogers in the studio with us right now from Wholesale Supply Group, and want to take a little different tack this for the rest of the show here. Talk a little bit about some of the things we do at Pro 93. We talk each week. We tell you we do everything from handyman to full remodels. We are licensed, bonded, insured. We have a cleaning division that does residential and commercial cleaning, and we also do smart home security systems. We are a authorized dealer of Vivint Home Security, smart home products. So if any of those that we can help you with, please give us a call. If you're watching on Facebook, there should be a phone number right about here if Cam's doing his job. I think it's right there, yeah. But give us a call, 458-4135. You can always look us up online, pro93homesolutions.com. Go to, there's a contact where you can tell us what you're looking for. We can get you a free estimate for whether it's home security, cleaning, or that project you've been putting off in your home. Give us a call. Shoot us a contact there on the website. We'd love to help you out. That said, somebody in the studio took advantage of that a few weeks back. Josh started talking and said, hey, I got some ideas. I'm getting some bids, and come over and just see what I want to do to see what you think. So we went over, kind of set the scene. Josh, you had dreams of a much better bath. You didn't have a bad bathroom to begin with.
No, it was a great house. I guess I'll just tell the story of how it goes. So, I was wanting to get some bids. I've lived in this house for about 5 years now. It's a brand new build. I mean, it was built in probably like 2015, I would say, 2015, 2016 in time frame. And it's just, it's a small house. I mean, 1,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, got a living room and a kitchen. And, it's a great house. But the builders did a great job building it, but they were on a budget. They wanted to put, what made sense for that house to be able to sell it, and it was a great house. But I'm at the point in life where, hey, I mean, this is where I'm going to live, for the next 10, 15 years probably. It's, I've got me and my dog, and we've got a great fenced-in yard.
It was awesome, by the way.
Yeah, Lou, and great fenced-in yard, and I'm right in the city limits, and I'm 5 minutes from work. I'm 5 minutes from the Olive Garden. I'm 5 minutes from Dos Bros or Chick-fil-A. I mean, and for Heartline, I'm 5 minutes from Starbucks. So, and it's just, and I love the house. I love my neighbors, but there's things that I saw that I said, hey, I really want to do something different in here. And it started out with wanting to change my bathroom up, and that was kind of it. Like I just said, I have this a wholesale supply group 4-foot shower, in there, and I'm a bigger fella. I mean, let's be honest. And a 4-foot shower for old Josh is a little small. And you hit the curtain too much, you hit the wall too much, and I said, hey, I really would like something a little bit different, a little bit bigger, and this is kind of what I'm thinking. And how does that look? What does that look like? I like to do some different tile in here, do a tile shower, and then I guess from there it just kind of started to snowball.
I think I remember the night we went over there, and to do what he wanted to do was going to mean moving a toilet, cutting back a closet a little bit, and it was going to take some rearranging. And I'll be honest with you, it was hard for me to see. But luckily, I can tell you the best thing that I've learned in running your own business is hire people that don't think like you and hire people that don't have the same strengths as you.
Exactly.
And then they make you better. And one of those guys on my team is Brian Womack. Brian owned his own construction company here in town and has come over as a project manager with us. I called Brian and I said, hey, can you swing over here? It was the end of the day, and he said, sure. And I told Josh, I said, I know it's going to happen. I said, I don't want to say a word. I don't want to color this.
That was the exact
I was like, I don't want to say a word, but Brian's going to come in. You're going to tell him, and he's going to go, oh, yeah, I see it. And he'll start drawing. You wait.
Yep.
So Brian comes over there. You tell him what you were thinking. And what does he say?
He said, yeah, I see what you're talking about.
And then he started drawing.
He started drawing on a piece of paper, and he said, look at this and look at that. And I said, yeah. And I said, we can move this toilet here, and we can redo this, and we can build it like that. And that's the one thing that I got to say about Brian is, so day one, let's skip ahead. We figured out what we want to do. Day one comes around, and Nettie and another gentleman come over with Brian, and they start tearing out the bathroom. And I said, all right. I come back home for lunch, and I said, oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
What have I got myself into?
And Brian, everything's gone by the first day. It was all piled up in the garage, ready to take to the dump. And Brian comes in with a pencil or a Sharpie, and we start drawing on the floor. And he says, toilet here, yeah. And then we had this idea for the shower where it would be kind of like a side entrance and all this. And he said, why don't we 45 this right here? And he said, you walk right in, and when you walk in that door, you see it. He said, we'll move this shower back. And it all started coming together so quickly. And I told you guys, I said, I'm giving you 3 weeks. I said, that's my time frame. I said, I need this done in 3 weeks. And you guys said, all right, we'll be there. Your guys worked on Saturdays. When they say they're going to be there at 7 o'clock or 7:30, believe me, I'm sitting on the couch at 7:30, and the first day I kind of unlocked the door, and they rang the doorbell the first day, and I come over, and they said, hey, Mr. Josh, and we're here to start working, and all right. And day 3 comes around, it was kind of a knock on the door, and day 5 comes around, that they're there, and Nettie and Juan, they just open up the front door and say, Mr. Josh, we're here. And day 6 and 7 come, and they just open up the door and they say, Lou, come on, and Lou's my boxer, and we would put Lou up in one of the back bedrooms or outside or whatever, and I'd come home and he'd be roaming the house, and I'd come in and see your guys, and I'd be like, what happened to Lou? And they said, we just wanted him to be with us and hang out with us.
Nettie felt so bad about him, man. Nettie couldn't stand listening to him in the bedroom.
Exactly, and so we get this bathroom rolling, man, and it was great. And so we ended up redoing the tile on the floor, and I picked out some decorative tile. Shout out to Cleveland Flooring Center and to all of them over there for working so well with me. I'm very picky and I'm very OCD of what I like and what I want, and I think I've looked at Yeah, and I think I've looked about 50,000 different pieces of tile, and finally found what I loved and what I liked, and I mean, so affordable and so reasonable, and so great to work with. Needed something, they said it'd be here Friday. It was there Friday. And those are the local people right there, Cleveland Flooring Center. Those are the local people that people should do business with.
Yeah.
When you're looking at tile and flooring and stuff like that. I mean, they're great people. And so we picked out tile for the floor. I said, I've got a drop-in tub that never gets used, and I said I'd like to redo the tile there. And not to say that my bathroom was bad or anything like that, but it was just that contractor pack, 99¢.
Number one, it didn't have any personality.
It did not. And
it wasn't yours. It wasn't
high personality person.
Yeah, and it wasn't yours. I mean, that's the thing, is that these were decisions somebody else made, and that's what we find a lot in remodels is people buy a house. They say kitchen and bathrooms sell houses. Yeah. And a lot of people get overwhelmed by the size of closets in there, the size of the bathrooms, and especially in the masters. But when you start living in something day in and day out, and you realize, that is pretty tile, but it's just plain, and it's not mine.
Not me.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had no part in it, right? And unless you're building a house from the ground up, you don't get a lot of times to pick those things out. So just being able to kind of make it your own.
Yeah.
And listen, for those of you listening, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and talk more about this, about how the project ended up. But I want to talk about, go to our Facebook page, folks. They'll be up by the end of the show here. They're there now, but I'm going to make sure our social media director, Misty Pervis, gets on there. She'll make sure that these are up by 10 o'clock today to show you the first ones. It'll be the before and after. You'll be able to see kind of how this transformation. And for a lot of you, you've seen you may have bathrooms just like that. So if you want to see what it looks like to put a little flavor in there and what we're capable of and the tile work and stuff and the attention to detail, please take a look at those pictures. Just go to Facebook, Pro93 Home Solutions. You'll find us right away, and they'll be there, and they'll be on our website as well. So, Josh, hang out for us for just another minute. When we come back, we'll talk about how we went through the process, got through it, and then a little bit about how we cleaned up at the end. So I got to give a shout out to our cleaning side of the business as well. You're listening to Home Solutions right here on Mix 104.1, 101.3 The Buzz. Welcome back, everybody. It's Home Solutions once again on this beautiful Saturday morning. Dennis Pervis here from Pro93 Home Solutions, along with Josh Rogers, Vice President of Marketing over at Wholesale Supply Group. And while we spent the first segment here talking a little bit about Wholesale Supply, we've been talking the last segment here for the rest of the top of the hour here about the remodel we did at Josh's home. We did a master bath, and some other things we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Remember that 3-week timeline he gave you? He kind of extended it because he just kept finding more stuff to do, which we love. Listen, that is completely okay. Welcome to the world of a change order. Yeah. That said, so what do we talked before? I just want to go ahead and give. I know how you feel about it, but I just want to, as an owner, guys, doing what we do and having this week there were days that we literally had 5 different jobs going on, and we are not a company that likes to pull off a job until we're done. Unless we're waiting on something to dry, like it's impossible for us to work. Once we start a job, we're there till it's done. And trust me, that has meant that the 3 of us that own the company at Christmas Eve, this past Christmas, were working, putting a kitchen back together on Christmas Eve to try to get a family back. It was an emergency situation, a water restoration. Once the restoration folks came out, we just came in and had to kind of redo subfloor, flooring, cabinets, everything. And we were there, the owners were there on Christmas Eve because we knew how important it was to get that family back in their home for Christmas. And, start a business, they said. It'll be fun, they said. But you know what? It's what you talked about earlier, Josh, about we want to make a difference in this community. It's part of our mission statement that we want to create a culture of care, not just with our contractors that we deal with every day, but with our customers and with our community. Because to kind of echo what Josh said, we have to live here. I got to see you at the store. I don't want you ducking down the canned food line at Walmart next time because something went wrong and we don't want to talk. You don't want to talk to me. If there's a problem, I am a fixer. I'm very much a Yankee in that regard. If there is a problem, fine. What's the problem? How do we fix it? I want to know. We tell our customers, the only dumb questions are the ones you don't ask. Yeah. I don't care how excited, and Josh will talk about this in a little bit, I'm sure. I don't care how excited you were for that new bathroom. 3-4 weeks in, you're ready for people to be out of your house.
Yeah.
Nobody likes having somebody
No.
upsetting the status quo.
Yeah, exactly.
And we try to take that to heart to where we have that respect to show up when we're supposed to, work till you tell us we can't, be there on time, and just have good people. So to that end, I just want to. I talked a little bit about Brian. Brian has been a great addition to our team this past year, and we couldn't have done this kind of job on the time frame we did it without him. But also to Nettie and Juan. Nettie Jacinto, folks. First of all, he may be one of the best men I've ever met in my life.
One of the greatest, most humble, best people you'll ever meet.
Yeah. And for those of you folks that are religious out there, when I talk about a man, when you hear about people that talk around living a life in the Spirit, that's Nettie Jacinto. He just has a heart, and not only that, he is a artist with tile. I would put his work, and I've said this, and I was talking to somebody in the showroom the other day, I think it was Taylor, that I would put that shower that we put in your house, maybe one of the favorite ones we've done.
Yeah.
Just because it was an original design, collaboration between you and Brian, the tile, and we'll talk about the fixtures here in a minute. But folks, it's huge. I'm a big boy,
yeah.
Right? Josh talks about being a big boy. I'm a big boy too, and I sat on the brand new custom bench we put in the shower. You can fit about 6 other people or park a small Datsun in there.
Yeah.
It's a big shower. If you have a problem hitting the walls, then
yeah,
we may need to consult a nutritionist. There's a whole other reality show, I think, for that.
Definitely.
But just Nettie and Juan work really well together, and they did a fantastic job. And I want to tell one quick story about Juan. Juan is quiet.
Very.
He is not to speak up. And Josh had bought some kind of a distressed, I think you call it, tile look.
For the
backsplash.
Yeah, Spanish Mission, I think is what we called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got some, we didn't know what kind of grout.
No.
So we put some, I think, just white grout in there.
Yeah.
And Juan speaks up. Hey, Mr. Josh isn't going to like that.
Yeah.
I can go ahead and tell you need to dig that out right now.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you walked in the door and you're like, no.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah, that's one of probably the best stories from the whole experience.
He waits till that point to speak up, but he was dead on it, brother.
Yeah. And he loved Lou too, and it was one of his first kind of Juan has worked in tile some before, I think.
Yeah.
But not to that extent.
No.
With what him.
It was his first, but he was kind of apprenticing with Nettie on that.
And by the end of it, Juan's out in there laying tile and grouting stuff and cutting tile. He cut all the tile for the whole project, and then he laid it. And it's great. And going back to the bathroom, and now we've got this 7-foot by 5-foot walk-in shower with a big old bench and a bunch of different shower heads and a new toilet,
rain head in the middle. Ooh.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like I think I take 3 or 4 showers a day.
I love the custom rectangular drain.
Yes, Sioux Chief drain that we get from Wholesale Supply Group. It's a tile-in drain, and
all of those fixtures are available, I believe.
Yeah, all available at Wholesale Supply.
And how do they get a hold of you at Wholesale Supply Group?
WholesaleSupply.us. You can find a location near you, or you can call us down to the corporate office, 423-479-5997, and ask for the showroom or ask for the counter. But so we're doing all this and we're getting all this done, and I'm sitting here thinking, I said, I've got these guys in my house. I said, they're here every day. I said, and by week 3, week 2.5, you're like, I just really want to just come home and sit down and not have to think about this. I miss my old bathroom, even though I know a new one's coming. I'm living out in the other bedrooms and the other. And you're bathroom.
You're back in the guest bathroom.
Yeah,
that's just for visitors.
Yeah, exactly. And but I said, look, there's some other things that I need done here that I would like to do. I'd like to resurface my fireplace and get it redone. I'd like to change out some lights and change out a fan, and I'd like to do some wainscoting in the kitchen, and I'd like to do a backsplash, and heck, why not? Let's just go ahead and do the tile in the guest bathroom too, get it knocked out. We've got the tile anyways, so let's do it. And I said, how much longer would it take? And you said, maybe a week, maybe get it done in the same time frame. I said, all right, well, let's do it. And change order, here we come. First change order and only change order.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. So when you're dealing with your contracts, for you guys are out there that maybe are thinking about this process, the initial contract, I'm going to tell you, I don't know that we've done a remodel, like if you're doing a kitchen or a bathroom remodel, the chance of that initial contract being the one you end up with is pretty slim.
Very much so.
Because you don't know what's behind these walls you're moving. You don't know what the plumbing looks like. You don't know what the flooring looks like, the subfloor. Especially when you're dealing with water areas, wet areas. You don't know what leaks were there before you got there. Not everybody, you had this house right after it was built. But for those of you that are in houses that are 10, 20, or you're not the first owner, you don't know what was replaced before you got there.
Yeah.
So change orders are a way for you to talk to your contractor and say, okay, in addition to everything we've done in that first contract, and the way I like to do it is I say, here, I still list everything we were going to do. We either strike through things we're not doing off that first one, and everything we add we put in bold, and then we put a dollar amount on that. So I want to have the discussions about pricing up front. What I don't want are surprises at the end. If you think you've got a $15,000 remodel and then you get a bill for $19,000 at the end, there's some splaining to do.
Very much so.
I don't like having that discussion. I like talking about it up front and saying, okay, here is what it's going to be. And there's lots of options for that, folks. That you can do a full bid to where we take care of all the materials. We're going to get everything for you, and here's what we're all in for. There's cost plus options where we can work hourly for you. We can get the materials, and then we simply provide you with receipts, and you pay us for materials at the end. And then we have just strictly hourly jobs where you've bought all the materials. Everything's there ready for us. Then we get a lot of this with installations, cabinets, countertops, that kind of stuff where people have went ahead and they know what they want, they've paid for them, but they don't know how to put everything in. So you've got options with your contractor. So know that when you're dealing with, whether it's us or anybody in town, make sure they're licensed, make sure they're insured, make sure they're bonded, and check those. We're accredited with the Better Business Bureau. Check the Better Business Bureau, okay? Check places like Home Advisor, Facebook, Google reviews. And the other thing is we've just joined the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce. I mean, we're here for the long haul. We're not here to be gone and back with the next storm that blows through town. And I think that's a big part. We're trying to lay our roots and do things the right way. So we've got to take one quick break and come back to finish the show up. We come back, we'll talk a little bit about after we left. You got the taste of the cleaning division when it comes to Pro 93. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. Hang in there with us, folks, whether you're listening on the Mix 1041 app online, maybe you're watching us on Facebook, or you're in the car driving around today, listen on Mix 1041 or 1013 The Buzz. You're listening to Home Solutions. We'll be back in just a second. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Home Solutions. Happy Saturday, everybody. Dennis Pervis here, as always, from Pro 93 Home Solutions. Josh is cheesing to the Facebook world over there. As you can tell, I have a better face for radio than he's prettier than I am. Yeah. That said, we've been talking about, we talked about Wholesale Supply Group. We've talked about how they're open to the public. And we've talked about supporting local businesses. And Josh put his money where his mouth was when he did a remodel and chose us to come in and do his bathroom. We've talked about the different projects we did. And when it came to wrap up, and look, I want to be open and honest in this. Sometimes things don't always go as planned. One of the things I can tell you that we didn't do up front that is always a learning experience is we got some dust. And when I say dust, I mean lots of it, all over Josh's clothes. It was no, but let's know that this is the kind of stuff that it happens when you've got people working in your house. And one of the things that we wanted to do was once he brought that to my attention, I had no idea we had done it. And it was as simple as a door was supposed to stay on that came off. And, it's little things like that. But this was something that we decided, listen, we got to do something for Josh for this because he's going to have to wash his clothes. So we did on that final invoice. Made a small adjustment for what we thought would be some laundry. Nobody likes to do laundry, and he had quite a bit of it to do because of sheetrock dust. And folks, understand this. One of the main reasons our cleaning department gets a bunch of work is we do a lot of construction. And I don't care if you're sanding drywall. I don't care how clean you want to be.
Knocking out tile.
You're going to find dust and dirt for like the next 6 months that just keeps coming back from somewhere.
Yes.
I don't know where it goes, but it's part of it. So to help remedy that, we had talked to Josh before, and he said, hey, when this is all said and done, I need your cleaners in here.
Yes.
So talk a little of that. So you went, Misty and Ashley met you over, I think, at your house?
They did, yeah. One day, I think we were still like really deep into construction phase. You know, I mean, we were getting close to getting finishing up, but we still had some tile work to do and some painting to do and hooking up some plumbing and everything. And like you said, there wasn't just dust. And first off, let me publicly say, like, thank you for what you guys did, because thanks, I mean, that was, you know, I'm in the same industry as you, right?
Yeah.
And I know people, and I know some people that would say, you know, it's your fault. You know, you should have moved your clothes. And well, you know, I thought that it was okay, and no, we're not doing anything. You know, and full honesty here too. You know, I told you guys, I said, no, it's no big deal. You know, it's no big deal.
I know you weren't saying it to try to get any money.
Sure.
But
but that just shows the character of Pro 93. It shows the character of you, and it shows how you guys do business, because you got some people out there that would be like, well, you should have moved them to the other bedroom. Sorry, you know, that's just you've been in construction. What do you want me to do? And you know, you guys sit there and say, look, yeah, I hate laundry too, man. And 20 loads of laundry later, like, yeah, I would be probably kind of pissed off about it too. So, like, would this help? Would this remedy and make you a little happy? And yeah, it did. And I was like, you know, I felt like, you know, you guys understood that. But to me, it just showed the character and the heart of you guys. And for people who don't know, hi, my name's Josh, and I'm very OCD, and I like things very neat and very clean. And doing construction, indoor construction at my house, is very difficult for me, because there's dust everywhere, there's dirt everywhere, there's the doors are open, you know, for bringing in stuff, and you get flies and bugs and stuff like that coming in and out. And so you, like you said, you find dust and everything in places that you've never thought that there would be dust.
Amen.
And so
yes.
I called you and I said, hey, let me get another quote, change order number 2. And you said, what do you need? And I said, I need Misty and Ashley to come over here and look at some stuff. And then she came over and she said, what's the problem? That's what Misty said. I said, I need my house cleaned. And she goes, is it bad? And Dennis said that it's kind of bad. And I said, well, the dust is. And she walked around and looked at the window seals and looked here and looked there. And she goes, you live here alone? Yeah. With your dog? Yeah. Wow. This is the cleanest bachelor pad, the cleanest place where a 37-year-old man has ever lived. I said, yes. Well, I'm a very clean person. I said, all this dust and everything like that, it's kind of killing me. And I said, I just really need it cleaned. And so they came over, gave me a great quote, worked with me on it, and they said, when we finish, you guys will be done on Saturday. We'll come in first thing Monday, and we'll work all day. And then we'll, if you want, we can set up a regularly scheduled thing. And I said, well, that'd be great. Monday comes around, I come home. I had to get a document for something, and came and picked it up. Went back to the office. Came home at 5, and they were loading up. And said, how was it? And she goes, well, I think you used a product on your floor that I won't mention.
Yes.
That I hate using, and it won't come up off your floor. And I said, yeah, I use that product. And she goes, don't put that, Misty's words, not mine, don't put those on my floors again. And I said, wait, they're your floors? She said, if I'm cleaning them, they're my floors. And I said, okay. And so, yeah, I mean, I took pictures of my house and sent it to family and friends, and I said, guys, I've never seen my house this clean. Like, I never have. And it's nice, like, you get all this stuff done, you come home one day from a Monday at work, and, you know, life hits you, and you walk in and your house is clean, your bed's made, your windows, I mean, there's places that she and Misty and Ashley clean that I would never think of, right? And so, like, they come in, they look at that, and they do that, and I say, hey, see you in 2 weeks, Monday? Yeah, good deal. You know, and so now will be a customer of Pro 93's, you know, cleaning services for a very long time, because I know that they're going to come in, they're going to take care of my house. They walked through everything, showed me what they did, and, you know, it's just, man, y'all are a family-run business. Y'all all are family, and y'all all are friends, and I see that, and that's why I like to do, like, going back to this whole beginning conversation is shop local, do business with small businesses that are local to your community, and that's why, you know, I chose Pro 93 because of a bid.
Yeah.
Right. Like I chose Pro 93 because of a bid, because y'all came in, y'all were the lowest, y'all won the bid for the job. You guys had the best time frame of when it got done. And I walked away, as I hope, as a part of the Pro 93 family.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and a family of customers, because that's how we view it. And now I'm a part of that for even longer, because I've got the cleaning services, and Misty and Ashley are coming over every 2 weeks to come clean the house, and worked out a deal with them to do that. And look, I travel for work. I travel all over the Southeast for work. I've got a 95-pound boxer that sheds the little tiniest hairs that you can ever imagine. I'm a guy that lives in a house, and I'm OCD, and I like my house clean, but I just don't have time for it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and so a little extra help every once in a while, it's okay to ask for that. And somebody to professionally come in and do it, and do a great job at it.
And I think the pricing is phenomenal too.
It
what
is.
they do, and I think the big thing is the reason we can keep the recurring cleanings so affordable is because she did that deep clean first.
Yes, exactly.
Anytime we set somebody on recurring, what we ask is, can we do a deep clean first? Because you may spend more on that deep clean.
Yes.
But you're going to spend less in the long run, because we know where we're starting. So real quick, we got to get off here, but let me talk to you a little bit about our pro tip of the week, and Josh just brought it up. Folks, 2 things you can do with your floors if you have hardwood floors. Even the products that they tell you are for hardwood floors, if you've noticed, you've had hardwood floors that are starting to lose their shine, they lose their sheen, they're starting to get dingy and kind of just not even chalky, but just matte finish instead of shine. Those products leave residue. And I can tell you, because I've listened to my wife tell people, one of the best things, as our alarm goes off, one of the best things you can clean with is white vinegar on those floors to get that product gone. Just literally, just white vinegar. You just watch the difference. Second thing are Swiffers and Swiffer type mops. Those things are great with picking up dust and hair, but think about it, folks. You are building a line around the baseboards of your home.
Yeah.
Because that a lot of times that pushes things into corners and onto your wall. So take a look at those things. Those are the kind of things we can help with at Pro 93. So
Most definitely.
First of all, Josh, thanks for coming in, be willing to do this. And
Hey,
just so everybody knows, this was Josh's idea.
Yeah.
He texted me, he said, hey, what if I came on and talked about my experience? And I was like, he said, what are your thoughts? And I was like, they are grand and glorious thoughts. I would absolutely love you to do that. And yes, you absolutely, whether you like it or not, you're part of the family now.
Yeah, love it, man.
And, you know, Wholesale Supply Group is not just you, but everybody over there has just treated us great, and it's been a big part in the success of our business.
Well, we're excited to be, you know, with you guys and have you guys as customers of ours, and personally me being a customer of you guys, and being a part of the Pro 93 family, and you guys being a part of the Wholesale family, and local businesses working and you know,
Shop local,
working together. You
Yeah.
know, and so I appreciate you letting me come on and talk today. Steve charged me for the extra time going over today. It's fine. But I appreciate you guys, and
Thanks,
I
man.
want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know about and everything, and you know, thank you for letting me come in and have this fresh start at this house and everything, and I just appreciate it, man.
Man, we
Thank you, guys.
appreciate you guys. Listen, you've been a great listeners today, man. Nobody spoke up in class. We didn't have nobody got out of line. So thank you guys. Hey, listen, as you go through your week, remember to love everybody. Check in on your neighbor. Make sure everybody's in this together, man. We love everybody. Thanks for listening to another edition of Home Solutions. You've been listening on Mix 104.1 and 103 The Buzz. We'll see you next week.